And welcome everybody to the Wine Ambassador Opportunity Training Call. We have a special guest with us tonight. He's going to share some great things with you. There's nothing better on this planet, nothing more fun that I've ever been involved in 32 years, like wine. And we have the best Wine of the Month Club available on the planet. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you our CEO, Chief Wine Connoisseur, Mr. Rory Rickard. Take it away.
Hey guys, I gotta tell you, Tanya and I are really missing our wines here in Mexico. We opted for the easy travel to not bring wines because they definitely check that out when you come across, and there's just no wines like our wines. I'll say that. So with that, I'll just go right into what our opportunity is here. I'm going to explain how the benefits are and let you guys know that, the one thing about wine is it's a foundational industry and business. I can guarantee that wine's been around longer than all of us on this presentation. Wine's been longer than our generations. It goes back at least 7,000 years. It's been here long before we got here. It'll be here long after we got here. However, there is a huge opportunity, and that opportunity happens to coincide with issues that are out there that people may or may not be aware of. And in marketing, and in creating value to the marketplace for which you get paid, right? You receive compensation for goods or services, sometimes both, right? That's the way the monetization works, and a business opportunity has to coincide with that. There has been a huge flaw in how wine has been made. See, as technologies have increased, and we have administrations like the Food and Drug Administration, which is a whole nother story to go into. They've literally approved 250 additives to be on a list of what can be added to wine process and wine making. These additives, by the way, aren't in the natural process of wine. They are used to sweeten the wine or dry the wine or to imitate the taste of a wine when it was made the right way, with the right care, the right love, the right grapes even. And so this is a tragedy in the wine world. It also takes wine and makes it not wine anymore. Once you change what wine is supposed to be, it's no longer wine. It's just like what they do in the honey industry, another food industry. Wine is a food, honey is a food. They both are superfoods. And when properly created and not altered, they're amazing. Wine and honey both have similarities in that. In the food business, they like to take honey and add things to it so they can take a tenth of the honey they would be able to sell and make it 100 times because they add 90% things to it. Sugar water, high fructose corn syrup, crazy things that shouldn't be in honey. Honey is a pure food until it's not pure anymore. Wine is a pure food until it's not pure anymore. So that's the problem is, and people are buying wine in the store thinking they're buying proper wine, thinking they're buying wine that's going to have health benefits to the heart, circulation, and ease them down. And sometimes you're going to, wake up with a hangover when they've only had a couple of drinks, headaches. They're not going to feel as alert and be groggy, and it's because of the additives that are added to the wine, all of which, those additives, by the way, are artificial additives. They are things to substitute for time and love and patience in the natural wine process, and it just doesn't work well. And our bodies reject it by consuming other things to process it. That's where the headaches come from. So we get to make wine in the true sense, in the proper way, and when we do that, we're able to provide an amazing solution of proper wine to the marketplace, and that comes with the education of that as well. And that's what our opportunity is. We are educating people on proper wines and then giving them access, not to buy wines from us. They're getting access to a membership to get wine sent directly to their door. That's what they're getting access to. And that's where the opportunity is for us to present and make that possible for them. So as we're doing that, we get paid very well for doing so. And that's where the compensation model comes in. So our wines are made by artists of wine. These are second and third generation top tier winemakers. They are rated amongst the best in Napa and Sonoma Valleys. Our produce comes from those regions and they source it. They know the farmers for years. I just want to give you the background of what we're dealing with. We commission them to make these wines They already have the relationships with the growers, and we also have our own vineyard, which is supporting our Pinot Noir and Syrah as that's getting ready in that region. So we supply what we can, and the rest is brought in by the relationships that are part of our, I guess, our venting process, which is where we hire the best winemakers to make it. We commission them to do that. And it's a really good win-win scenario for them. Great winemakers are making wine. They're not out there marketing their wine. And while they have a great name and the thing is out there, we get to sign on to all of it and we sell all of it. We have not had a problem doing so since we started this. We've got some incredible wines already, in the make. We've been delivering them for a long time now, and we have wines for 3 and 4 years in the future that'll be coming out. This is what we get to do. And we get to go taste them, make sure they're right. We sign off on them, and then they're bottled, and then they're delivered. And we don't bottle them until they're ready to be bottled. We don't need to speed up the process. If they're not ready and they need another couple months, so be it. They need another year, so be it. We go and taste them and sign off on them and get them bottled, but we have so many in production, we don't need to rush it. And we don't ever want to be in a rushing situation because that deters the wine. Our message is very clear and it's received very well. And once our new members try our wines, they're always impressed, and you will never see them wanting the wines they got at the store again, because it's a different taste. It's all different. Our vintages change like they should. When you have a punch wine, as I call it, from the store, they'll taste the same year by year by year. It doesn't matter, because they just build into a recipe. They add the additives to get it through the process. There is no true winemaking process that's going to allow all those amazing characteristics of the grape and the fruit and the process to formalize those tastes, the earthy taste, the leathers, the berries, all those things that we get in the wines that we get to appreciate them with. And the amazing effect of the alcohol into our bodies when it's the proper wine is way better for us than what they're putting in there. Now, and I'll voice it. You can Google it. It's the industry's so bad. I don't need to make it sound worse than it is. But very well-known brands have been using arsenic for upwards of 20 years to sweeten their wines. Now, I don't know if you know about arsenic. It comes from a great, an apple seed, but in small doses, maybe it's okay. But in the right doses, it kills people. It's been one of the most known toxic poisons of man's creation, and yet they're using it to sweeten. And is it okay on a small dose? I don't know. It's a poison. I don't want any poison in my body, and especially not knowing. And they don't disclose on the label contains arsenic. They just brush it by, right? And it's a crazy thing. By the way, that's not on the FDA's list. They've been fined for it heavily, but how many people drink their wine? We're talking, hundreds of thousands of bottles or more. And that's what we're countering, right? So we're educating the masses of a better way and get a wine. And then we build it in 2 marketing teams. So it's about referring customers. We have a great referral program for our customers and our ambassadors. Our ambassadors are our business partners. You refer one customer, you're going to get credit for wine towards free wine. One customer or more. So up to 3 customers ordering every month, you're going to get free wine every month. You just refer one customer, and they order 3 accumulative orders, you're going to get credit for free wine, $99.95 towards your wine purchase. Every time you get 3. If you have 2 people ordering wine every month, month 1 they order, month 2 you're going to have 3 or more. You're going to have credit for free wine the next month, and then you're going to be halfway, pretty much to where free wine again. So you're going to get free wine 2 out of 3 months. If you have 3 customers ordering every month, you're going to get free wine credit every month. Even our wines taste better when they're free. It's an amazing thing, and we have like hundreds of our members getting free wine. And it's an amazing thing that we do. It's based on truth, like everything else we like to market here. You don't need to have 3 in a month to get wine. It's cumulative. We want to reward you for every 3, upwards of a free credit each month, right? Up to 12 times a year. And then after that, it goes into our other pay, and I'll walk you through that. We have ambassadors. That's our partners. Wine ambassadors, we expect them to know our wines a little bit more. And we got 2 levels of wine. So we have our standard wines, which are incredible. They pretty much run at if they were to be sold retail, which they're not, they're only available through our members. They can't buy them direct from the company. They have to get them through a member referral or through an ambassador. That's it. And If they were to be retail, the value would be between $80 and $120. That's the region that we're playing with in our primary wines. Then we have our Grand Cru wines. That's the next level wine. That's the next tier. And a lot of people don't know what that is because, you know, they don't justify spending $500, $1,000 a bottle of wine like at a restaurant. I've been looked at like I was crazy before, like I was wasting money, but you know what's in that wine. That's why it has that value. That's our next level, the Grand Crus. I'll talk about that in a second, but our Grand Cru wines are phenomenal. They are absolutely phenomenal. And, you know, we have a growth process to educate people on these wines and to grow their taste up with it as well. And yes, wines can be worth that much because of what goes into them, the care, the fruit itself, and the process. And you're definitely paying for that expert value behind it. And then the wines just, you can definitely taste the difference. And it'll just, you know, blow an anniversary dinner away. It'll really help celebrate a wedding. It'll be really good for birthdays and sometimes just to toast life. It's great to enjoy it with a really good bottle of wine. And, you know, there's great, and then there's exceptional, and that's what we're talking about the Grand Cru. So we have 3 levels to come into the business. We have our estate, we have our reserve, and we have our Grand Cru. And they all have access to the compensation plan in the same way. Only our Grand Crus get extra benefits, and then and I'll explain those, but it's basically, you know, based on your level in the company is your discount on additional wines. So we have what's called Grand Cru pricing, and that's what we give our members when they come in as a customer and they're on Smart Ship. When they agree to Smart Ship, they're agreeing to 4 bottles shipped to them every month, or 6 bottles or 12. And by doing that, we give them our Grand Cru pricing. If they go to order a custom case, and that's kind of the way this is built. Like basically you get an incredible bottle of wine, you get 4 of them minimum every month, right? And you're gonna fall in love with those wines. And if you want to order more of them, you have to do a custom case because you're not going to get them next month. You're going to get different wines next month. So when you order a custom case, you get that custom case based on your level in the company. And members pay $360 a case, which is an incredible value. Estate members pay $360 less 10%. They get 10% off. Reserves get 15% off, and Grand Crus get 20% off, which makes the case about $300. So, you know, there's big time savings in being a Grand Cru, but you also get access to our better wines, and I'll walk you through that. As an estate, you get 1 case of wine, it's $300. You get Grand Cru pricing, you get a case of wine, and you're in the business. You're not paying an extra markup for a kit or anything like that. There is an annual fee of $59 that's paid every year, and that covers your back office and everything that's involved. And it's a once a year fee, right? And then it's to be in a reserve, it's another $300 or $600 from day one, either way, and you get 2 cases of wine. By the time you've gone through 2 cases of our wine, you are going to be curious what that Grand Cru is going to taste like. Because if these wines are this good, how great can those be? Excuse me. And our Grand Cru is $1,200 or an additional $600 from reserve or $900 from estate, and you pay the difference and get the difference. So if you're just paying an extra $600, you're going to get the Grand Cru 6 bottles. So what you would pay for 1 bottle, we give you 6 Grand Crus. It's worth over $2,500. We have wines in there that are worth $600+ right now. They're exceptional, and we're waiting for the next vintage to be released as we go through those. They are a very special, low volume boutique wines made by our incredible winemakers. And when you taste them, you'll understand why they're there. That's our Grand Crus. So we also, our Grand Crus, because you have exposure to our Grand Cru wines, we share with you in our marketing that we do as a company. Again, even the company, the corporate officers, myself, everybody, we build the business with you. We're building the teams together. We get paid the same way you guys get paid. And that's why the compensation plan is very lucrative. And I'm getting to that. When you sign somebody up as an ambassador, you get 50% of what they spend to come in, right? So if they spend $300, they not only get an incredible case of wine, you get $150. And this is where the company is, you need to understand, we are professional marketers behind this company. We understand that acquisition cost is real, and we want to bring people in the right way. We also know that once they taste our wines, they're probably going to stick around for a long time. So we're going to make our money long term. together. So we risk that with you. You know, you're spending a lot of time, energy, money, efforts to get them into the door. And we want to reward you for that properly, so you do it properly. So we give you 50%. If they come in at 300 and they upgrade another $300 later, you're going to get half the upgrade. So each person that can come in for $1,200 as a Grand Cru, whether they spend it 300, 600, or they spend it 300, 950, or 1,200 from the beginning, you get half of that. As they buy in, you get the commission. So each new ambassador you bring in is worth upwards of $600 to you just in getting set up, right? In what we call our starter kits, even though they're Grand Cru pricing of our incredible wines. And we just want to get exposure of our wines and want our ambassadors to truly be ambassadors of our product, of our incredible wines. And so when this is all happening and growing, we also have what's called a two-team system, where you're building a team down your left side and a team down your right side. And the reason why we have you build two teams is we need people to be active. And if you're building with two teams, it keeps you productive and active and allows us to reward you for that. It also allows us to reward you as you help others to duplicate the same. Everybody whoever brought you here is going to be putting you down their left team or right team, or they've already done that. That's the team they're going to be helping you build together. Okay. As you're building that team and getting volume down there, you're going to start building the other team. Once you start having once you have volume on both left and right side, and you've at least brought in one person on the left, one person on the right, and hopefully more, because if you bring upwards of 9 or more, you can hit the other recognition levels. And also, as long as you have volume of at least 30% of the volume required for the rank advancement on the left and 70% on the other team, vice versa, 30-70 split or better, whether it's 50-50 or 30-70. You're going to be able to rank up and get bigger percentages. The way this works is you got volume on the left, volume on the right as you're building your teams, right? And when we take a snapshot on our Wine Wednesday, which is the end of our business week, we close on Wine Wednesday at midnight Eastern. The system takes a snapshot of how much volume you did on the left team and how much volume you did on the right team. And any rollover volumes from the week before, it all rolls forward. And it takes a snapshot of whatever team you have the lesser amount of volume, it calculates your pay on. And you get paid anywhere from 6%, once you start getting qualified, which is one left, one right minimum, you get 6% up to 22% based on your rank. And then everybody you bring in that you're working with, that you personally brought in as an ambassador to your business, when they get paid in the binary, and they get the 6 to 22%, whatever level they're at, you get a 30% or 50% match as long as you qualify for that at the 3-star level or 6-star level. And I'm going to give you a link to the comp plan and go through it. But you basically, the bigger you grow your teams, the more you help others do the same, the more you're going to get paid. And we give you a check match on that of upwards of 50%. And I don't have to bring it up there because we have leaders here that do an exceptional job of building their teams, and they're making more money off of a check match than their own business because they're putting that love forward. And that's how it was designed to be. Now, there's also another way we get paid, and that's after you get your third customer forward, as well as ambassador customers, because ambassadors are customers to you too. Your fourth customer forward, you get a $20 bonus for signing them up as a customer. And then you get $10 a month every time they order. That way you're building up another, pay plan. Our top guys are getting $1,000 a week just off of that alone, 1,000, 1,500 and more. Some people are adding, 100 new customers a year, 3 a week. Adds up 3 weeks, like 150. We have people doing that. We have people that add 3 a month. We have people that add 3 a year. It's as big as you want to go with this, whether you want it to be a hobby, part-time, full-time, or career income, it's all for you. So I'm going to give you the compensation plan. I'm going to show it to you really quick. Take note of it, go study it, but basically get in and get going. And there's another thing from Tanya and from myself, my wife and I, from our family to yours, not from the company. All right. Tanya is the compliance officer here. I'm the CEO. Our family was able to invest really big to make wine a big part here with Wine Ambassador, do it our way. We're very connected to this. It's very much a passion of ours. If you hear Tanya talk, you'll understand she is way behind it too, right? It's our family. But we also own marketing companies. And in our marketing company, we were able to generate a lot of leads and form the right type of people to talk to about this opportunity. And we supply those to you at our cost from our philanthropy to you, and also provide you training with incredible leadership to build this business with us. So get with the person that brought you here, let them get you involved in that, and just know as big as you want to grow this, we're here to do it with you. And we do these things on Wednesdays or this Mondays. We do these trainings. And then we also do a wine and dine on Wednesdays, the half hour earlier, same number here, or the wine and dine show.com, where we cook and pair foods with wine. And it's a lot of fun. And it's our membership here, just having, a fun time. Every now and then we got some great guests that come on. But we're there to show you how fun and easy it is to do with wine, especially exceptionally good wines, which we get to take to the marketplace. Our message is, awesome. We get to help benefit families and help spread the love of true wine at an incredible member price, and really get people to properly experience wine, not these drummed up, all about the dollar corporate companies pitching a wine type product. I call it it's a wine like product to me. And it's horrible in comparison. And anybody can cross check that. You'll find that what I'm saying, I'm understating it. But we get to bring a solution. So we are bringing a solution to that problem, and that's where it's at. So let me show you this really quick. You can take note of it. It's just Wine Ambassador comp plan. wineambassadorcompplan.com. You can pull it up here. It'll explain how you get paid. It's just what I talked about. It's very simple, spelled out. It's a 2-pager. And, basically just get in, share it, bring people in. And the more you bring in, the more you help them bring others in. And the more you develop 2 teams, the more you get paid. And, we got people making 6-figure incomes. We got people making that extra 100, 200 a week. And we got people that are just enjoying getting free wine. And whatever you want, there's a place for you here. All right, you have the person that brought you here. We'll see you on the Wednesdays. Also, Saturdays at noon. Yeah, noon Eastern. I'll just call it noon Eastern on the same link that you're on now. You can attend our training, and we teach people how to market online and focus around different issues on marketing and building things up as things come out here with Wine Ambassador. So, it's full time for us. We're here on Mondays, we're here on Wednesdays, and we're here on Saturdays, and then we're working around the clock around this, and you're welcome to get in the training, get going. All right, bye for now. God bless.